Healthcare accounts and their acronyms like HSAs, HRAs, and FSAs can be complex and confusing. Let's compare 3 of the more common accounts and what they offer. Typically, a family would pay for medical expenses where usually 25% would be lost to taxes. An HSA, or health savings account, is usually a lower-cost, qualified health plan with a higher deductible that will free up dollars to be put in a tax-free HSA account to pay for potential out-of-pocket expenses. Employers, the employee, or a family can contribute to this account tax-free, but there are limits that are likely to increase yearly, of $3,300 for individuals and $6,550 for families. Then the funds from this account can be used to pay the out-of-pocket qualified medical expenses of the family. Unused funds will carry over to the next year. Now let's take a look at an HRA, or Health Reimbursement Arrangement. Instead of a typical scenario where you'd pay for out-of-pocket medical expenses with a nearly 25% loss to taxes, an HRA allows an employer to buy a high deductible plan, lowering health insurance premiums. That allows the employer to use that money to set up these unspent funds to pay for potential medical expenses on a tax-free basis for participating employees. If an employee has a large claim, it's covered and paid for by the insurance, and the smaller claim costs are reimbursed to the employee with funds saved from that high deductible plan. Unused funds go back to the employer at the end of the plan year. Now let's take a look at an FSA, or Flexible Spending Account. Instead of paying for out-of-pocket medical expenses with a loss to taxes, an FSA is an employer-established, tax-advantaged account funded by the employee. The employer opens the account, the employee determines how much salary he or she will divert to the account with a limit set by the employer, and contributions are made with pre-tax payroll deductions. Funds from this account can be used for a deduction of up to $2,500 for qualified medical expenses and up to $5,000 for dependent child care costs per plan year. Up to $500 can be carried over to the next plan year, and the balance over $500 reverts back to the employer shortly after the end of the plan year. Now that you've been introduced to the many differences and similarities between each of these types of healthcare accounts, you can click here for a free printable version of the information in this video. Or click on the following links to learn more about HMO, PPO, and EPO plans, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum health plans. If you want to make sure you can see your doctor, learn about restricted access to your health providers, and health plan terms and definitions.